Namaste. I am Beatrice. You can call me Yogi Bia. And this is Richie. We are welcoming you today on the yoga mat. I prepared a delicious sequence for us today, focusing on stretching and opening up the hips. So let's get started. Sorry, Richie. First pose we are going to start is Baddha Konasana or seated butterfly pose. Okay, thank you, my love. So go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together and bring your heels as close as you can towards your hips. Open up your feet like a book. Take a deep inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, begin to walk your hands forward. Stop where you feel a deep stretch and go ahead and close your eyes. Begin to connect with your breath. Begin to cultivate deep, long breaths. Feeling the sensations in your body. Not judging yourself, your body, just accepting where you are and working with what we have. 2 more deep breaths here. Last one. And slowly begin to walk your hands back towards you. And we are going to move into the second variation of this pose, which is a wider version. So move your feet a little bit further away from you, creating this diamond shape. Okay, taking a deep inhale, lengthening the spine. And exhale again, begin to walk your hands forward. Stop where you feel a stretch. Close your eyes and go within. Focus on the sensations in your body. You might notice that you might feel a stretch into a different area of your hip. Just create that awareness. What's going on in your body? 1 more deep breath here. And slowly walk your hands back up. Good. Bring your knees together. Bring your hands behind you. Let's do a few windshield wipers to release the hips. And then go ahead and make your way into a child's pose. So bring your feet together and separate your knees as wide as your mat. And allow your hips to lower towards your heels. Begin to walk your hands away from you. Allow your chest and forehead to melt towards the floor. Let's take a few deep breaths here, settling into your body, connecting with your breath. Walk your fingertips a little bit away from you. Feel the spine extended. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Good. On the next inhale, slowly make your way up. Bring your hands shoulder width apart. Spread your fingers wide. Tuck your toes under. And lift your knees off the floor, lift your hips high. Coming into downward facing dog. Bend one knee and then the other for the first down dog of the day. Moving any way feels good. Maybe move the hips side to side. Whatever movement feels good for you in your body right now, go ahead and take them. Enjoy every movement. Finish each breath. Connect with your body, connect with your breath. Spread the fingers wide, pull the lower belly in and lift the hips up in the air. Coming into a strong dog, straighten the legs. Keep pulling the lower belly in, keep lifting the hips high. A slight external rotation of the shoulders, creating space across the shoulders. Neck is relaxed and free. Good. On the next inhale, lift the right leg up in the air. Exhale, open the hips, lift the knee up in the air. Right heel towards the right buttock. And from here, begin to make circles with your knee. Begin to open up those hips. Try to keep your hips squared like in down dog. We're only moving the right leg. Good. And the other side. Try to keep the upper body still, shoulders squared. One more circle. Good. And slowly release. Come back to dog split. Hips are squared. Lift the leg higher, internally rotating the thigh. One more breath. Good. Exhale. Quietly step it forward in between your hands. Release the left knee on the floor. Inhale, reach the arms up. Coming to a low lunge. And exhale, begin to sink your hips forward and down. Untuck the back foot. Cactus shape the arms, open the chest. Coming to Anjaneyasana with a little back bend. You can stay here, or maybe you want to lower your hands all the way down. Fingertips touching the floor. Keep opening the heart, sinking the hips. One more breath here. Good. And on the next inhale, slowly come up. We are going to move towards a runner stretch. So begin to straighten the front leg and curl your toes towards your face. Sink your hips low. Keep pulling the lower belly in. Hips are squared. Stretching the hamstrings here. Breathe for 2 more breaths. Good. And exhale. Release. We are going to move back into that Anjaneyasana. Sink your hips down and forward. Open the heart. And we are going to flow between these two poses for 3 rounds. So take a deep inhale through your nose. And exhale, moving through runner stretch. Move your arms back. Pull the lower belly in. Send the chest forward. Exhale, transition, low lunge. Anjaneyasana. Sink your hips low. Open the heart. Reach the arms high. Exhale. Come up, transition, runner stretch. Sink the hips towards your left heel. Move your arms back, pull the lower belly in. And inhale back to low lunge. Anjaneyasana. Sink your hips, open the heart. Reach your arms up. Exhale, last one. Runner stretch. Good. Slowly release. Place your hands on the floor. Tuck the left foot, step back to plank. Inhale in plank. If you're ready for Chaturanga, go ahead. Otherwise, knees, chest, chin. Take your option. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, roll over your toes, pull the lower belly in. And meet me back in downward facing dog. Very good. Hips are starting to warm up. The body is starting to warm up. Hips are starting to get juicy. Let's do the other side. Inhale, left leg up in the air. Dog split. And then open the hips. Stack the hips on top of each other. Keep your shoulders squared and lift the knee up in the air. Good. And from here, begin to make circles with your knee. One direction, 3 circles. And then reverse to the other side. Good. When you finish, make your way back to dog split. Square your hips internally, rotate the thigh, the left thigh. Take one more breath here. And exhale, quietly step it forward. Right knee lowers, untucking that foot. And on the inhale, reach your arms up. Low lunge. And exhale, begin to sink your hips. Take your time. Sink them down and forward as much as you can. And if you want a little bit more extra, begin to add in that back bend cactus shape the arms. Stay here or bring the hands all the way on the floor. Breathe into your deep stretch. And slowly release. We're going to move into runner stretch. So straight on the front leg. Curl the toes towards your face. Pull the lower belly in. Keep your hips squared. Send the chest forward. Breathe into the stretch. One more breath. And slowly release. Inhale, rise, transition. Anjaneyasana, sink your hips, open the heart. Arms up. Exhale, try to make it smooth. In control. Bring your arms back, curl the toes towards your face. Keep your hips squared, pull the lower belly in. Inhale, back to low lunge, Anjaneyasana, sink your hips, open the heart. Reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, runner stretch. Inhale, back to Anjaneyasana. And exhale, last runner stretch here. Reach your arms back. One more breath. And on the next inhale, back to low lunge. Release your hands down. Step back to plank. Inhale in plank. Chaturanga or Ashtanga Namaskar. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Very good. Bend one knee and then the other. Moving any way feels good here. And we are going to continue with pigeon pose. So on the next inhale, right leg up in the air. Exhale, shift forward to a plank. Bring your right knee towards your right wrist and your right foot towards your left wrist. As much as possible, trying to keep the hips squared and the shin parallel to the front edge of your mat. So check your back foot. The foot is nice in line with the leg in line with the hips. If you need some support underneath your right hip, go ahead and place it. If your hip is in the air, take any adjustments that you need. And on the inhale, lengthen the spine. And on the exhale, begin to fold forward, all the way down. Create a pillow with your hands and allow your forehead to rest on your forearms, on your hands. And take a few deep breaths here. One more breath. And slowly begin to rise. Good. So if you are a beginner yogi and this is the first time you did this pose, or maybe the first few times, and you're fine with it, you're feeling a lot, then please I invite you to stay here, hold this pose for a few more breaths. If you want to work on a different variation, then we are going to work towards mermaid pose today. So go ahead and bend that back leg and reach the left arm up. Begin to rotate your shoulder externally and grab the inside of your foot. Good. And from here, you have the option to stay here. If you feel a lot here, then please stay here. If you want a little bit more, see if you can bring that foot towards you. Maybe you can bring your foot into your hand crease. If you want to do more, maybe you can slide the foot all the way into your elbow crease. If you're fine here, then maybe reach that right arm up and bring your hands together. Coming into mermaid pose. Squaring the shoulders towards the front side of your mat and holding here for a few deep breaths. One more breath. And slowly release. Place your hands on the floor and make your way to downward facing dog. Bend one knee and then the other, let it go. Option 1, staying down dog. Option 2, take a child's pose if you need a little rest. Or if you can do some more, if you still have some energy, then I invite you to follow through a vinyasa. Taking your options and meeting me back in downward facing dog. Good, let's continue with the left side. So on the next inhale, left leg reaches high. And on the exhale, shift forward to a plank. And allow your left knee to come towards your left wrist and your foot towards your right wrist as much as possible. If your hips don't feel so open today, if this is a lot, then please bring your foot a little bit closer in. Otherwise, aim to bring your shin as much as parallel to the front edge of your mat. Squaring your hips, checking the back foot. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, begin to walk your hands forward. And take a rest here. Create a pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead on your forearms. Take a few deep breaths. One more breath. And on the next inhale, slowly begin to make your way back up. Again, if you're fine here, if you're okay, then please, I invite you to stay here. If you do want to work a little bit extra today, then I invite you to give mermaid a try. So we will begin by reaching the right arm up, externally rotating the shoulder, and then bend that leg, grab the inside of the foot. If this is a lot, stay here. If you want a little bit more, maybe bring the foot closer in and bring it in towards your hand crease. If you can do more, then slide the foot along your forearm and bring it inside your elbow crease. Good. Reach the left arm up and clasp your hands together. Turn your shoulders towards the front side of your mat. Stay here in mermaid pose just for a few more breaths. One more breath. And slowly release your foot. Place your hands on the floor and make your way to down dog. Bend one knee and then the other. Oh, let it go. That was a deep stretch for your hips. Let it go. Bending one leg and then the other. Good. Then make your way towards a seated position. Next, we are going to do one of my favorite hip stretch, double pigeon. Delicious stretch of the outer hips. So we are going to stack the shins on top of each other, like that, creating a triangle shape. So we will begin with the right shin on the bottom and the left shin on the top. So foot and knee should connect to each other. Good. So there is a triangle shape. Try to create it as much as possible. And then begin to encourage your feet and knees to go towards the floor. Take a deep inhale here and lengthen the spine. You can close your eyes. Feel the sensations in your hips. And if you want to feel a little bit more, begin to walk your hands forward. This is where it gets yummy. Yes. Stop where you feel a deep stretch. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths here. One more breath. And slowly begin to come back up. Release your legs. And bring your hands behind you. Let's do a few windshield wipers. Very good. Let's do the other side. I'm going to demonstrate this way, sideways. So left shin on the bottom, right shin on top this time. Creating that triangle shape with your legs. Encourage your knees and feet to go deeper towards the floor, lengthening the spine, closing the eyes. Again, if you feel a lot here, please stay here. If you want a little bit more, begin to walk your hands forward. Stop where you feel a stretch and take a few long deep breaths here. One more breath. And slowly begin to press yourself back up. Very good. Release the pose. Do a few windshield wipers. And then bring yourself all the way down on the mat. Hug your knees together. Gently rock side to side. We are going to do one more pose here before our Shavasana. So I invite you to take Happy Baby. Reach the feet up towards the ceiling. Keep your knees bent and bring your arms on the inside of your knees. Grab the outside of your feet. Keep pressing your feet into your hands, pressing them up, and extend your lower back, touching the floor with your sacrum. Keeping the shoulders towards the floor. Keep lengthening the spine. Breathing here. Two more breaths. And gently release. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Gently rock side to side. And now I invite you to take the most comfortable final resting pose, Shavasana. Separate your legs as wide as your mat. Allow your feet to relax towards the outer sides of your... Allow your feet to relax to the sides, arms beside you, palms facing up. Allow your entire body to fully relax. Softening the face, bringing your body to complete stillness, just so we can receive the benefits of this nice, quick practice. I hope you feel more open up through your hips, more juicy. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for joining me on today on the mat. I invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as it serves you. Namaste.